It's more confusing than Inception, harder than an erection. It's cooler than Andre 3000. Oh, let's get ready for Sweet Connection.
Hello and welcome to Sweet Connection. I'm your host, Kat. It's with me today. It's Jason Lewis. Jason, how you doing?
You know, the more times you do that intro, the more depressed you sound. Hi guys, welcome back to Sweet Connection. Kat is here. With me again, it's Jason. Yeah, I'm good. Are you alright?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Are you alright?
I mean, physically, yes. Emotionally, no, but who cares about that?
Yeah, it's the internet. No one
Men
cares,
don't
mate.
talk about their feelings, nor should they. They should keep it all bottled up until they go on a murderous rampage before turning the gun on themselves. That's how mental health is, right? I'm not afraid to say that.
Oh my god. You are so correct. No, you're wrong. If anyone's feeling down, email the show.
I don't think that's going to
Why are
help
you
them with
laughing?
their depression.
No, we're here as a team.
Yeah.
The connections
That we make.
are for life.
Yeah.
But if you insult me, go fuck yourself. You can't play it. I'm not. Nah.
No. You can't just do like a sort of general go
Generic.
fuck yourself. It has to be
Someone
specific.
who might email us about their feelings. I've just said that too.
We just told-
No, but in
you
all
depressed
serious-
man.
In
Go
all
fuck
seriousness, if you're down, email us.
Well, that's a very
We'll chat.
that's a very depressing start to the show. Anyway, moving
Oh, it's
on.
your fault.
Speaking of things that are depressing, Jason, did you know it's actually past your 1 year anniversary of doing the show?
Do you know what? I feel a year older.
You started the show on the 31st of October, 2018.
Because I remember you texted me in like July saying, "Do I want to do it?" I think July or August. So there's a bit of a
gap there.
yeah. Well, there's negotiations, weren't there, and contracts to sign, and
Yes.
what was it, waivers to sign, and I'm glad I'm here.
So yeah.
Have I made any money in a year? No. Have I gained weight in a year?
Yes.
Have I made people laugh in a year?
Possibly.
A lot.
We'll never know.
A lot more than you did.
We'll never know.
A lot more than the previous hosts did.
So yeah.
This is like supermarket sweep. You're Dale Winton and I'm Rylan.
Isn't he dead?
Dale Winton's dead,
Oh, brilliant.
but Rylan's
I'm a
revamped
dead
the
guy.
show.
Okay, so I'm a dead camp guy, and you're an alive camp guy.
Yeah.
Both very tanned. Both annoying in their own ways.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Rylan, by the way.
I fucking love him.
Oh,
I think he's
that
great.
sums you up, doesn't
I
it?
think he's great.
Why don't you explain to the listeners who Ryland is?
So I don't like where Rylan came from,
which was,
X Factor,
right,
with
Simon
he couldn't
Cowell.
sing. However, hosting TV programmes is quality at.
Okay.
Supermarket sweep, winner. His section on this morning, winner. Soon to be hosting Ready Steady Cook, I'll watch it. Winner.
Is
Winner.
that show still going?
Which one?
Already said it could.
It's coming back.
I've not heard that show's name in about 15 years.
One time.
It used to be a good show.
Yeah, one time when I was 15, I was quite ill and I slept for like a long period of time, like 16 hours.
Right.
And when I woke up, it was like 3 a.m. And I just watched 4 hours worth of back-to-back of Ready Steady Cook on YouTube. And every time I think about it, it makes me really happy. I just wish I had 4 hours spare on my day now
Okay.
to watch Ready Steady Cook.
Probably one of the happiest memories of my life was actually only a few months ago when I watched The Chase for about 4 hours on a Sunday, drinking beer. So,
Brilliant.
in a way, we're similar. We both like to watch repeats of old shows.
On that, oh my god, talk about watching old TV shows. I watched an episode of Millionaire on YouTube,
Yeah.
and you'll
Who
never
wants
guess
to
who the
be-
contestant was.
I don't know. You?
The Beast.
Me? Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was on. It was being. I think he won 125 grand.
So the Chaser, the Beast,
Yeah.
from The Chase, originally went on...
Who was being millionaire in like
Oh.
2003?
That's not bad.
He used to be a supply teacher. Did you know
Did
that?
he? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
That's what he said on the show.
I know that he has married his first cousin.
Yeah.
But to be
When
fair,
he was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire,
was he a lot
he
thinner?
was single.
He obviously met his cousin on
And he did say on the
at like a
he hopes
family
the show-
event.
He hopes the show will help him find love. Turns out it was the family Christmas that he found love.
So, Jason, it's nearly fireworks night in the UK.
Yeah.
That is tomorrow. Obviously, we
Is it
have had
tomorrow,
some
is it?
fireworks. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's the 4th today. So
Yeah.
remember the 5th of November.
I didn't.
You didn't you, dickhead? So, what is fireworks night, Jason? Do you like fireworks?
I have to put this out there.
Yeah.
I actually remember talking about this on my first show over a year ago.
And what did you say?
I can't remember.
Exactly.
But I remember we
Let's do
discussed
it from scratch now.
Right. So, if you're thinking, I've heard this before, go back to episode 10, and let's just see how different what I said is about what I'm about to say, and let's see if in a year I've learned about life.
Okay. Tell me who Guy Fawkes is.
Guy Fawkes isn't the man who actually planted the bombs under Parliament.
He was the man who had to guard the bombs.
Yes. But there was a plan to take down the government.
Okay. Which king was he trying to kill?
Oh,
you get points for this.
Richard I.
No.
Richard II.
He was like 700 years before. James I was who he was trying to... You were not close. You got the first bit right, as in he was the first of his name.
Yeah. And then they caught him, then burnt him at the stake.
They didn't burn him at the stake. You're thinking of Joan of Arc. They didn't burn him.
That's why we have... They must have burned him.
They didn't burn him.
Oh, right. Then why do we burn him?
He was hung, drawn and quartered.
Then why do we burn an effigy
I
of him?
don't know.
Why don't we just hung, drawn and quarter some randomer?
Something that happened just after last week's show, or not last week's, the last fortnight show, which I thought was amazing, and I need to share it with you, purely as therapy for me. It scarred me. It's one of the worst things I've seen in my life, and I've seen some bad things.
Okay.
It was a TV show on Channel 5. I haven't watched Channel 5 since I was about 5. Right?
Milkshake TV.
That's
why I was Channel 5 now.
The last show that I watched on Channel 5 was called The Man Whose Arms Exploded.
Okay.
That's a pretty catchy title.
Away with my mum.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only because she wanted to watch it whilst I was eating my dinner.
What about Neighbours?
Neighbours.
Is that Channel 5 or was that Channel 4? That was Channel 4, because that used to come on for the Simpsons.
It's now Channel 5. Yeah.
I'm so confused.
I think.
Anyway, Channel 5, haven't watched that in a long time.
Yeah.
Frankly, most of their shows are terrible, including this show, which I'm about to explain to you. It's one of those countdown shows, like the top 100 most awkward TV moments or stuff.
Oh, didn't they have one that was like...
the worst...
Britain's favourite crisps, or was that on Channel 5?
What is that show about?
Yeah, there was a series. It was favourite crisps, favourite chocolate, I think, favourite stuff like that.
Favourite dogs.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Dogs.
Yeah. Anyway,
this show was the worst TV moments of the noughties.
Okay.
So the worst TV moments from the 2000s, right? 2000s, turns out, was pretty piss poor for television.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to speak to you about the number 1 and the number 2 worst TV moments.
Okay.
The one which I think is horrific. They get this guy and they hypnotise him into thinking he's invisible. And then they just watch to see what he does. Alright? So he's sitting in the middle of this restaurant. Now the whole restaurant are in on this. Okay? So they're actors and they're going to pretend that the guy's invisible. And then this bell goes off. And that's his mental hypnosis cue to thinking he's invisible. Well, he thinks he's invisible, and he walks past someone, and he waves their hand in their face. They don't react. He's like, oh my god, I'm invisible. What do you think the first thing he does is?
Rob someone.
No.
Oh, he doesn't get his dick out to do.
He crawls underneath a set of girls' tables to try and pick up their skirts.
Did they react? They must have reacted.
They reacted to that. But then, weirdly after that, after clearly he knows that they know he's not invisible, he then literally goes behind a barmaid, puts his arms around her chest and just gropes her.
Oh my god.
And it's the most awkward and horrific TV I've ever watched.
Did they show him?
So it turns out that they didn't actually vet him, and he has a history of doing shit like this.
God.
You don't
That's why
get a
TV
guy.
guidelines came in.
You don't find a guy who has a history of sexual assault and then force him into thinking he's invisible.
What happened? Did they wake him up and then show him?
They had to stop the show. No, he was fully aware of this.
Yeah.
They just had to stop it and was it
live?
The whole show. It wasn't live, I don't think. It was awful. The first thing he does, sticks his head in between a girl's legs.
Bloody hell.
Shocking. A second worst one. It's a game show where you have one handsome guy and then you have 4 women. 3 of them are in a relationship. 1 of them's not. All 4 of them have to convince the handsome guy that they're the single one,
right?
So that they win money. But they've also, of the 3 women who have got partners, they have them backstage looking at everything. So they go on dates with him.
Yeah.
And it gets super weird. And they have to do a lap dance for him. And they share the same bed with him while their partner's looking on. So there was a very awkward moment.
Why would anyone go on that?
I don't know. It was the 2000s.
Yeah.
It's a weird
There's a
time
lot
to
of
be
drugs out
alive.
there, weren't there?
We had very little good TV, so we watched shit like this. So you had a situation where this random handsome guy is getting a lap dance of a fully naked woman while her husband is backstage looking at this with his head in his hands.
Yeah.
And also, one of them wanks him off under the duvet. And you see movement around the groin area. Around the groin area, while her husband is like going mental backstage.
Yeah. How much? What was the prize money?
I don't know. I don't know, probably only like $5,000 or something shit like that. You've won a used car.
Oh, you lost. Here's what you could have won: a caravan,
A Nissan Micra.
Oh.
So I'm glad we're not in that era.
There was
anymore.
a program that I remember watching. It was a dating program, but they were only allowed to date someone in a pitch black room. So it was a bit like.
It's like Blind Date.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But,
Literally Blind Date.
Literally, you'd have a date in the dark, and then you turn the lights on and be like, "Oh, yeah, I do like it." A bit like The Voice.
What was it called? Was it called Dating in the Dark?
Probably.
Because I vaguely remember that as well.
Yeah. I don't know why I just thought of it, but I remember there was one part of it where they were allowed to go through the other person's stuff like during the day, and I don't know why I always think this, but there was a scene where it's like, "Oh, he rolls his toothpaste up. That means he doesn't like waste. He's a good man." And ever since then, I've rolled my toothpaste up. It's because I'm a good man.
Okay.
Life lesson.
I think that's your version of my clock story, because that's really not a very interesting
Oh,
story.
you know what, Ben? Go fuck yourself.
Sweet connection telling you to go and fuck yourself.
Oh, there we go. I love it.
Joking, I take it back.
No, you can't take any of these back.
Good cup of tea, by the way.
Anyway, so
It's about time we learn how to make a decent tea.
thank you. So you said that you wanted to tell a story on this show.
Oh,
Floor is yours. No pressure, but if you tell a bad story, people will email in. I'll save an email for later.
Yes.
Do you wanna
I'm
say?
nervous now.
You
So
fucking
I
should
was
be.
at.
I'm going to criticise your story while halfway through you're trying to tell it.
Okay. Picture this. It's a cool, crisp Sunday mid-morning. We go to a local event.
Oh, just tell it normally.
Okay.
For fuck's sake.
Anyway,
Jesus.
so we're at this farm show. I think it was a farm show. There's full of owls and cows and alpacas and stuff. And
what sort of farm do you go? They've got owls, cows, and alpacas.
Well, no,
That's a shit farm.
what was it? It was the show. I can't remember.
And there's some bloke trying to milk an owl.
And anyway, there was a dog show, and my dog came second for the best boys over 15 inches. Dog size, not penis size. But there was like there's all these stands and stalls and stuff, and like you always do, you get some charity stands that try and get you to sign up with like Blue Cross or stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was a Battersea Dogs Home one.
Yeah.
And
which is a good cause.
it's a good cause. It's a good cause. And I felt generous this day.
Yeah.
And the guy approached me. I was like, "Hi, blah blah blah. We're doing this fundraising event." Paul O'Grady actually came up with the idea based off the TV show to raise money for Battersea.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, what it is, it's a bit like postcode lottery. And I was like, tell me more. So obviously it's like a random draw. It's like a weekly draw that you can win like 600 quid. They do a prize draw once a month where you can win like 10 grand.
Right.
So I thought, not many people will sign up to this. I'm going to win.
Okay.
And I was like, and it's only like £4.38 a month. Anyone listening who wants to sign up, sign up. I'd done it all, filled it all out. The guy was like, yeah, great, cheers, mate, this is amazing, sort of thing. I signed up, went on my merry way, thought, I'm going to spend £4.38, but don't worry, I'm going to win 10 grand. I know I'm going to win. I'm going to win. I'm already spending the money in my head. And I'm thinking I'm going to win 10 grand, adopt 6 dogs from Battersea Dogs Home.
So you have already quit your job. You say, you know what, boss? You're a shit boss.
You know what?
All right.
I'm going to win the money
I've got
each
10
month.
grand.
Yeah.
I'm going to win 10 grand a month for the next 60 years.
And it's only going to cost me £4.38 a month. Anyway.
Yeah, profit.
So I've spent the money. I've, built up my hopes and dreams.
What did you want to spend the money on? What were you spending it on in your head?
Hot tub.
Dogs? A hot tub?
Dogs.
Nice, yeah.
Holidays. And helping the homeless.
One of those is a lie. If you can tell what it is, email in.
Oh, it's a hot tub.
Yeah.
And yeah, a couple of days passed. I get a phone call. I'm like, oh, I've won already? Because the guy was like, yeah, we're starting the draw right away. You'll get 2 calls if you win. He said expect 2 calls. One of them to be thank you for registering, and one of them could be if you win. I was like, that's what's going to happen. The phone rings. I answer it. Hi, is this Mr. Lewis? Blah, 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 blah. Patsy Doll's home. Can we just confirm your age, please? I went, yeah, I'm 24. I'm ever so sorry. You have to be minimum 25 to join the competition. My life fell apart. The words I didn't want to hear. Why didn't you just say you are too young to enter? Well, how am I supposed to know?
What sort of competition is it?
That you have to be over 25.
Why?
I don't know. Hopes and dreams dashed, ruined. I said, call me in a year.
Have you thought about going to the show next year and signing up?
Yeah, I am now.
You're okay.
I'm gonna, and then when I win, I'm gonna be like, look, you owe me a year's worth of 10 grand a month, guys. Come on. That's my story.
Well, there we go.
Better than your story.
Arguably. I had to get vaccinated during the week.
Rabies?
Not rabies. I got a letter saying that because I am turning 25 this month, I am very nearly going to be missing the chance of getting this free vaccination because you can only get it for free if you're under 25. So I was like...
What is it?
It was for like something about meningitis, something like that. Anyway,
so I'll be getting it soon then.
Almost certainly.
Okay.
And I was just like, you know what? I don't really fancy this, but obviously Laura, being a trainee nurse, was like, you're fucking having that.
Yeah.
So I had to get that.
We talk about the show the idiot parents who don't get their kids vaccinated.
I've had all the big vaccinations, or so I thought, until I got there. Because I got there.
Oh.
And she's like...
Sounds like your mum's one of these people, is she?
And she's like, well, here's your vaccination, but also I've just had a look, and you've actually missed one of them from when you were 13. So she had to load me up. But also, I mean...
If they give you a vaccination when you're 13, you have to wait until you're 25 to get the next one.
It's not the same vaccination.
Surely,
different vaccinations.
In my head, it was like an overload.
Booster.
Yeah, you had like 7 years of vaccinations too soon. It's like,
so I get the actual disease.
Yeah.
So I just get like
or
fucking
7-year-old out of date. Like they go into a cupboard that says Ben Catamol 2008.
She gets it out. She like sort of blows on it, and it's dust comes on it.
And she tries to eject you, and it comes out like a solid.
It just starts clogging up my veins. And I'm just like, yeah, I feel really healthy now. So as soon as I walked in there, her eyes were just mentally undressing me. She wanted me. And then when I said...
And then the doctor walked in, and he said...
And then obviously, because you have to have it in like the sort of top of your arm.
Oh, you've got some good arm.
Because my arms are so thick with 2 C's, I couldn't actually roll my work shirt up there, so I had to take my shirt off.
Oh,
which again, she was loving it. She was loving it.
She would have seen the tribal tattoo and been instantly put off.
Possibly.
That was done by like Stevie Wonder or something. No offence.
That's fine. And so I had 2 vaccinations. You know what? It didn't hurt at the time, but afterwards they've been very sore, and they're still sore now. And I got that on Wednesday, and today is Monday.
Do you want a cuddle?
Yes, I want a cuddle. Not from you. If I can ask you one simple question, why are there lots of holes in your shirt? I've only just noticed that.
I think it's fashion, mate.
Is it fashion?
I wouldn't know. It's not even my top.
Whose top is it?
My wife's.
Okay. Can you please ask her why there's loads of holes in it?
I could. I think it's air holes.
It's almost like she's been shot with a shotgun. Because there's like
right on my belly.
There's like 8 sets of holes, and they're all like sort of grouped together.
9. You need to know.
And they're all sort of like grouped together, like you've been shot at close range with a shotgun.
Maybe I have.
No, I was speaking to Laura the other day.
Oh, good. And, it's about time you spoke to her.
Because we were watching a film called A Quiet Place. Have you heard of this film?
Oh, yes. I haven't watched it.
Okay. Basically, it's a film, and there are monsters, and basically they're blind, but they've got very good hearing, right? So if you speak or make any noise, they're on you in like a flash, and they kill you. They're going to get you.
They're going to get you.
And there was a scene in this film where a woman has to give birth silently.
Yeah.
Because there's a monster in her house, and she's also heavily pregnant. Her water breaks. It's very tense. Very good scene.
Yeah.
Right? And I was just like to Laura, you know what? If you absolutely had to give birth in silence because there was a monster there, you'd do it, wouldn't you? It'll be quite easy. And she was like, I don't know if it would be easy. And then she said to me, if you got kicked... No. She said to me, if you got kicked in the balls, could you react silently to that? And I was like, that's a fucking good question. So imagine we're in that film.
Oh, did you test it?
No. Imagine we're in that film, all right?
Yeah.
There's a monster that has got really good hearing. It's walking about. It can't see us, right? We have to stay completely still. If you kick me as hard as you can in the balls, am I going to scream or make any noise, or could I possibly hold it in?
See,
and I was like, you know what? I don't know that.
See,
I genuinely don't know.
The noise of me kicking you.
Anything as loud as, like, speaking. You kind of, like, you're kicking me in the balls probably won't make that much noise on the impact. It's more like me going, oh, my balls! Or however you react to be kicked in the balls.
What
could you do that, do you reckon? Or you would scream, then be immediately killed by the monster.
I think that I would scream even if I was kicking you in the balls.
Why would you scream?
Scary, isn't it? I've said this before. If I'm in a scary film like that, I'm not gonna last. It's too stressful. Alright? I'd just be like, yoo-hoo! And be done with it. My question is...
Go out in style.
My question is... I've got 2 questions.
Okay.
I've got 2 questions.
You've already got 2 questions.
Right. 1...
I've got 3 questions.
1... Doesn't the baby scream when it's born? How can you silence a newborn baby?
That's a good
question.
question.
Mine's 9 months old, I can't get this shut up. Right?
Good question.
Secondly, in a world full of disaster like they are right now, why are 2 people shagging? Or if they need to shag, wrap it up.
But I suppose also they'd have to shag in complete silence.
Yeah. So that could have been fun. Okay, second part question. How do they, yeah.
Okay.
How can you
what is it more difficult
to shag in silence? How do you keep a newborn baby? What happened in the film? Alright, spoiler alert. What happens in the film when she gives birth then?
I think it's something like they have like a soundproof room. But she's not in that when she gives birth.
What a fucking idiot.
But
why not?
It is also a very good point. What is more difficult? To give birth in silence, to be kicked in the ball in silence, or to have sex
or
in
to
silence?
Get aroused. I might try it later.
You're going to get aroused silence. Oh, God. I'm so sorry, Cassie, for introducing this question, if you're listening.
Alright, this film sounds stupid. It sounds really good, but they're my questions.
Make your mind up.
If the person who wrote the film was listening, which I highly recommend which I highly think he is, or she, what the fuck? Answer my questions. Email in.
We're going to do Would You Rather now.
A year with no ears, a life with no spleen. There's no option in between. Binary choice is what we're after. This pod is called Would You Rather.
Okay, Jason.
Ben.
Would you rather be in charge of Brexit or be unemployed forever? Be the Brexit secretary for, seeing as most of our past Brexit secretaries are only in the job for about 2 years before they do a terrible job and then get fired. Would you rather do that and be under the scrutiny of the public eye, but then after 2 years or whatever, you then get fired?
You're set for life though, aren't you?
Are you set for life though? But then, for that 2 years, you are being scrutinised in the papers and stuff. Or would you rather just fly under the radar, just be unemployed for the rest of your life?
I would take the hit. I'd do the Brexit.
I think I would do that as well.
Because I'd just do it for a laugh. You know, like how Gareth Southgate got the England job, where it's like, we know he's not qualified, we know he's not that good of a manager, but fuck it, let's do it anyway. And he ended up doing all right.
He did.
I feel like that would be us if we were put in charge of Brexit. We know they're not qualified. We know they're not good enough.
They're just 2 normal guys.
But fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? And I reckon if me and you were in charge, we'd just sack it off. We'd just be like, don't worry about it. Just it can't be done.
We've just had a look at the books. It actually can't be done.
It can't be done. Sorry for wasting the last, 3 years.
We spent the whole morning looking at stuff, and we think it can't be done.
9 a.m. we're hired. 10 a.m. we announce a press conference. 12 o'clock we say it can't be done.
Yeah.
That's
5 o'clock,
done.
Dinner, drinks, leaving drinks.
At the Winchester. So let
in
it all
10,
blow over.
In number 10.
Yeah.
That'd be good. So you'd rather be Brexit?
I'd rather be in charge of Brexit.
That's
because
good,
fucking hell, I think, if we look at this logically, Terry
I mean,
from
you definitely
London,
should.
Terry, who's 60 from London, who has a British Bulldog tattooed on one arm and an England flag tattooed on the other, knows how to do it. So if he knows how to do it,
we can do it. Good, I agree.
But we'll just sack it off by midday. 11 o'clock, we'll have an early lunch in the pub by 5.
Right. Moving on to the next question.
Are we inviting Boris?
No. I'm not talking about this question anymore.
I look forward to it. I think we should do it.
Okay, next question.
# sweet connection for Brexit.
Shave your whole body daily
Okay.
or never shave anything again.
Ah.
That includes no haircuts.
I tell you
So
what.
you've recently started growing a beard.
I
Also,
know.
I'm not sure if you've noticed, I've recently started growing a beard
I saw
as
that
well.
earlier and I was going to bring it up.
It's much smaller than your beard.
I think if you'd have asked me 3 weeks ago, I would have said shave it all off every day. But ever since my barber said, no, you can grow a beard, you've been looking after it properly.
It isn't just facial hair. It's the hair on your head. It's any other body hair. So you're going to have to never cut your hair again. Never do manscaping again. If you do that, I'm not. Let's not get
Ben,
into
look at me.
what you
Of
do.
course I do.
What you do
I get my
manscaping.
eyebrows threaded, mate.
Okay, and none of that either as well. Or shave everything. So shave your face, shave your head, shave your armpits.
So I have to be hairless. I can't.
Hairless, yeah.
I can't be bald. I can't be
Bald.
bald because I look like a fucking peanut. But then I can't have a monobrow,
Yes, and you'd have long hair as well.
and I can't shave my bum.
Do you shave? Oh, I'm not even going to ask that question. So, what do you do? I mean, for me, it's obvious. I just shave daily. Because I can definitely pull off the bald look.
I'm gonna have to say I'll keep all my hair.
Really?
Yeah, and then I'll just have to like comb my eyebrows or something. I mentioned I get my eyebrows threaded. When I last got it done,
Why does he want to bring this up?
it's just 'cause it's a funny story. When I last got it done, I also had a massage as well, right? And I was lying on the table getting my eyebrows threaded, and it was 30 seconds of silence since it was started. And the lady doing it just come out of nowhere goes, "Oh, don't worry about it. I do my brother's eyebrows all the time." And I was just sort of like, "I'm not worried. Should I be worried?
I think you should be worried.
Why should I be worried?" And
I think there's a reason she has
Like-
tried to do damage control there. Because
you know what I
you should
mean?
be worried.
Like, she must have been like, "God, I can't believe this guy's getting his eyebrows done. What a fucking loser." But don't worry, I do it to my brother as well. She must have that conversation.
He's
before
also a
doing it.
fucking loser, by the way, my brother.
Yeah, we know he is, mate.
Okay, next one.
Yeah, sorry.
Would you rather punch an old woman in the face on television or
Okay.
be punched in the face by a man in private? So, again, do you want to be known as the person who punched an old lady in the face on live TV, or would you rather quietly be punched by a normal man in the face in the privacy of your own home?
What's he doing in my house?
He's just there to punch you.
Okay. Why am I on TV to punch a lady?
That's a good question. Let's say it's a new game show.
And then it's, what would you do for money? That's what we're
Yes.
Oh, shit, write this shit down.
Well,
We've
what
got a
did you do
TV
for
program
money?
idea.
How much is it going to take for you to haymaker this old lady?
I don't think I can do it. I'm not. I don't think I've ever thrown a punch
So
in my
you'd
life.
be punched in the face by the man and just
Because
take,
let's be honest,
and just take the black eye or
I love
broken nose.
sympathy, don't I?
You do love sympathy. If anything, that would actually help you.
Yeah. No, I'd be punched in the face because I fucking run the shit out of having the sympathy. And I
No.
couldn't punch Doris in the face. I've named her now, so I can't punch her in the face.
I think I would punch Doris in the face. I think that would be
For
good.
money.
For money.
See, I don't think I've ever thrown
Is
a punch
it
before.
worse if you do it for money? Is it better if you do it for pleasure?
I think if you're on a game show and it's like, I don't know, a couple of grand or something, or a couple of £100, you can sort of get away with it. But look, I
If
have
it's
to
for a
do it money.
caravan.
But imagine if you, or a speedboat, or a Nissan Micra. But imagine if the old lady died or something.
If you punched an old proud lady, even if you're not particularly good at punching, you definitely break her jaw. You might break parts of her,
Her hip.
sockets. Her hip. How would it break her hip?
Well, she might fall.
I mean, yeah, to be fair.
And if she
would
does fall, then you have to leave her on the ground. Or wait for an ambulance.
I think it's actually
and
more
that's like 45 minutes.
I think it's actually more embarrassing if she didn't fall over.
Imagine
you-
that.
if
Or
you
she
did-
cracked your back.
If she just took it like a champ. Bang. Is that what you fucking got, mate?
Now, I'd be punched in private because, as I said, I love sympathy.
That's
I'd milk it for days.
Okay, good. Well, I think we're going to end the show with an email that we got. Very short one. It
I
says,
can't wait for this.
Hello, Sweet Connection. Just wanted to say, great to have you back. It was a good show last week. Brackets, even the clock story. Thanks. From Raj.
Oh, Raj, you legend.
So there we go.
We're
So
happy to be back. But if you want to pay us, Raj, then we'll stay.
We're going to end the show on that note and say thank you all for listening. We'll be with you probably in a fortnight's time.
Bye, Raj.
Fuck you, Raj. Bye, everyone. So, Jason, where can you get more Sweet Connection in your life?
Well, Ben, we are on Facebook at Sweet Connection Podcast, and we're also on Twitter at SweetC_podcast. So you can give us a like or a follow.
And you can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and Podbean. So if you enjoyed the show, you can give us a rating or a review or recommend to a friend.
And if you wanted to email in a topic or a question or just say hi, it's thesweetconnection@outlook.com.
And if you like this show, you should definitely check out all the other amazing podcasts on the No Please Don't network. Visit www.nopleasedon'tpodcast.com. Massive thanks to CIPP and Carlyle Laurent for all of our jingles. Thank you for listening and catch you next time.